The C-17 for Microsoft Flight Simulator has received a big update. While not perfect, it is great fun, and in today's video I'll be showcasing this freeware military airlifter, hopefully inspiring you all to give it a go. Hello everyone, Brandon here, I do hope you're good. Before we take a look at this very interesting aircraft, do be sure you subscribe. We are trying to hit 30,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so if you want to help me get there, all you need to do is click that button down there. As easy as that. Now let's get into it. Now we are sat here at RAF Bryce Norton with the Delta Simulations C17. You can download this aircraft for free off flightsim.to. I have to say it has been out for some time now, but version 3.3 has been recently released over the last few weeks or so, taking this plane up a few stages on the Microsoft Flight Simulator freeware podium. Now as you can see outside, it looks very nice. We have a superb external model that you can adorn in a variety of liveries, as you can see here. Now animations are included from the ramp to the crew door, and you've also got extras such as engine covers and a GPU, so plenty for your money, which is free on the outside. Now the interior of the cargo hold has also been beautifully modelled, very lifelike. Just make sure whatever you want to load down in the back there, you tie down securely. We don't want anything rolling around in there. So yes, on the outside it looks absolutely awesome. But what about inside? Well, the cockpit is functional, it's custom, and it does replicate what a C-17's cockpit looks like in real life. It's by no means perfect, and I would say at the moment is the weaker side of this project, but as I said, it is functional. It features custom displays, a somewhat functional EFB which is included in the new update, some dynamic lighting, plenty of working buttons and switches. No, it's not the prettiest thing on the planet, but get it in the right conditions and it looks pretty good. I'll be showcasing this cockpit throughout the video with and without the Tobii Eye Tracker 5, which is a great tool for some realistic head movement. So if you see my camera shaking about, you'll know I'm using that. So a good start from the C-17, not perfect but definitely pretty good. On that note, let's fly. Start up with the C-17 is pretty easy. It sort of follows the classic routine with a few exceptions. Battery on, GPU on, IRU aligned, IRU standing for Inertial Reference Unit, which is basically the plane figuring out where it is, and that's included in version 3.3. After that you want your APU on and bleeding, engine start and fuel pumps on. And do remember you've got 4 engines to fly with today. Of course I missed out a few steps there, but it really doesn't take long to figure out, and it's quite nice to see a freeware aircraft of this type not dependent on Control E. On that note, with the engines warm, let's taxi to the runway now. Okay, so a good taxi over to runway 25 at RAF Bryce Norton. I'm not going to talk for takeoff, I'll shut up and let you hear the new noise model, which is certainly better. Again, not perfect, but better. Have a listen. Okay, so now we've taken off quite nicely from RAF Bryce Norton. It's time to climb up and listen to a short message from today's video sponsor. Today's video has very kindly been sponsored by our friends at FS Academy. Now loyal fans of the channel will know that I almost never ever do sponsorships, so when I do it is something special. Now FS Academy is back with a bang, quite literally, with their recently released Commander Mission Pack. Now this places you on the flight deck as a virtual captain in emergency situations in a variety of aircraft, from forced landings in the noble Cessna 152 to an authentic recreation of the Miracle on the Hudson. 12 extensive missions, a highly detailed manual coupled with checklists, a mission pack that perfectly balances education and fun. Available now for PC and soon to be for Xbox. Please do have a look. Okay, so a very good start from the Delta Simulations team, but once we're up in the air you may be wondering where we are flying to today from RAF Bryce Norton. Well, we should be flying over to the German Air Force base of Ramstein, or Ramstein, I don't know how you say it, but it's not too far out of Frankfurt. Now, a current limitation of the Delta Simulations C17 is that your radio panel is not fully functional, so unless you have external controls for your radio, you will sadly have to chuck in your flight plans into the world map and load in from that for your radio navigation to work. That being said, you can tune in some nav aids via the radio panel, but not TACANs, which of course is a military form of navigation. So I did a very simple VOR to VOR flight for this route. I think we intercepted about 3 or 4 VORs on the way, and after getting somewhat lost on the Bravo departure from Bryce Norton, the aircraft found itself and navigated quite nicely across to Germany, with the basic autopilot of the C-17 performing pretty well in spite of a few hiccups on the way. Performance was also very smooth. I remember this not being the case with the initial release of the C-17, so it's really good to see this improve. Before long, we were ready to descend down to our destination. Now, with all military airlifters, or as with all military airlifters, this thing can fly slow and it can fly steep. It does mean it takes a bit of power to get actually up to cruising altitude at a good speed, but coming down you can really push it to its limit. Now, I had a few test runs over Ramstein base in Germany before landing, and I have to say this aircraft was easily descending down at 6,000 feet per minute at a stable and rather slow speed. So if tactical landings are your thing and you just like to come in like an absolute madman, this is a good choice for it. The flight model is also well tuned, meaning this aircraft has no issue stopping very shortly on the runway. But again, in terms of landing, the lack of a decent radio interface means that unless you tune it in from the start, ILS approaches may not always work. Finally, coming into land now, in spite of my one and only lag spike in this entire flight, just a few feet off the ground, how typical, it was a pretty good landing. This aircraft, I have to say, is pretty fun to land, not least to fly. On that note, guys, do check it out. You will not regret it. No, it is not perfect, but for free, it is a great aircraft to give a very good go. For 5 minutes or for the next 5 weeks, the Delta Simulations C17 should be on your flying list, as it is just very good fun. Yes, it's a bit ugly in the cockpit in places, but you cannot deny that the developers have not put effort into it, and that's why it's been such good fun to showcase it for Microsoft Flight Simulator on PC. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. It really is much appreciated. A big thank you to FS Academy for sponsoring this video. On that note, guys, I'll see you all around very soon. Bye bye.